We will be giving you a brief overview of the web application to get you started. This will guide you through each step of the messaging process with your new Biztexter account. Our goal is the same as yours. We want you to be successful and grow your business. You have started receiving emails with lots of information, including your texting account is ready. This email has your username and temporary password to get started. You can go to your Firefox or Chrome browser. Chrome is preferred, and please type in www.cloud.biztexter.com.
Your account has been created and you are ready to log in for the first time. Here, you will be asked to log in with the credentials found in your email, and I suggest that you copy and paste these so you avoid typos, and it's a great time to bookmark this page. For your protection, we give you separate accounts for your texting and billing accounts. Your texting account, again, is at www.cloud.biztexter.com. At any time that you have issues with your login credentials, you can click on the Forgot Password link and find a temporary password sent to your email address that you signed up with for your Biztexter account. If you need free support, we are available online Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also leave us an offline message on the contact form or email us at support@biztexter.com. For phone support, we encourage you to sign up for our paid support options.
The first thing we need to do after logging into our freshly created account is to purchase virtual numbers, which will enable you to send and receive text messages. You may notice there is a virtual number already in your account due to random testing of account setups. This number is complimentary for the first month of your subscription. I have chosen 5 numbers as the quantity in our example. This will allow a greater speed to send campaigns out as well as to enable the Smart Rotator to be functional. Just an added note here, if you have 1,000 contacts in your campaign, you will need more than one number. The system will suggest the amount of numbers you need to run your campaign. Consider, one virtual number will send out approximately 1 message per minute, which is 60 messages per hour. Do the math. 60 messages per hour with one virtual number will produce 720 text messages delivered in a 12-hour period. There's several options when choosing the virtual numbers. If you're sending out a nationwide campaign, you can choose random area codes for a variety of different area codes that you have in your list. If you have a contact list that has just several area codes, you can choose the option for area code matching. The last option, if you prefer to stay with a more local area code or in a specific area code, then I suggest that you manually select your numbers. We can now click Submit, and you're now purchasing your first virtual numbers. You see a prompt on the next page asking if you're sure that you want to purchase your numbers. Click OK to continue. Your purchase is now completed. Virtual numbers are 100 credits per number per month that is deducted from your monthly credit plan balance. Now, the screen will bring you to your profile information after clicking OK. Please look over this information to make sure that it is correct. If there's mistakes, then please correct them and update the page. Since we are looking at the settings, let's take a look at your account information as well. We will see that this has your email that you signed up with and an option to change it as well as your password. There is also an area to set your time zone. Please make sure that that is correct. It will affect your setting up scheduled messages to send automatically. Also, remember to update when you make any change. Now we can look at number management. So please click on Manage Numbers. Under Active Numbers, you will see the options to get additional virtual numbers, delete virtual number, or to recover phone numbers. We can also change the default forward voice to the number of your choice. We also have the option here to add or edit the call forwarding of other virtual numbers to specific forwarded numbers. Click on Number Settings. This is where you have the option to activate the Smart Rotator. Please be sure that you have purchased 4 or more virtual numbers. Keep in mind, the more numbers you purchase, the faster your campaign will be completed. Here you can also opt to auto-replace blocked numbers. If carriers flag your messages as spam, then you may find that your numbers are being blocked by our upstream provider. This can also happen when you fail to scrub your data prior to running your campaign. When numbers are blocked, then you will see less response from your campaign. If you notice a great reduction in responses coming back, be sure to check to see if there's any numbers that will be blocked. You will also be notified of any blocked numbers in red at the top of your send page. Save your changes. We can now click on the Blocked Numbers tab. This is where you can see any numbers that have been blocked by the carrier. See and delete the blocked numbers. You can go replace these blocked numbers by purchasing new numbers in the Manage Numbers tab. Okay, let's move over to Advanced Settings. There you see options to auto-delete threads for opt-outs. This means that if someone opts out and no longer wants messages from you, you can have those threads automatically deleted and not have to see messages from those that are opting out. We also see the sleep timer as well. Please be respectful. Set your timer to the same hours that you would call your customer or contact on the voice. Keep in mind that TCPA compliancy also applies to SMS text messaging. We also have the option to back up our data or restore our data. If you have made changes to this page, this is a good time to save them now. A new window will pop up with the option to name our new group. Take care that you stay under 20 characters for your name. We will choose My Contact Group as the name for our purposes, then click on Create. I have now created a new group called My Contact Group. We now need to click on the button at the top right labeled Add. You will see that there is a new pop-up with some options available. We need to always check the box to mark imports as opt-ins. Otherwise, you will not be able to send messages to your new contacts. You can check the box to strip out contacts that you already have in other groups, as well as deleting and replacing existing contacts into the new contact group. You will immediately be taken to the disclaimer page. Please read and click that you understand what you have read and that you understand the terms of importing your contact list to continue. Now that you have clicked that you do understand, you will be brought back to the previous screen that will now show the checkboxes as ticked that you had indicated. You will now click on either Import from Text File or Add Individual Contact. Clicking on the Import from Text File will open your Windows File Manager located on your computer's hard drive. Here, you will look for your contact list that you are looking to import. I strongly suggest that if you have no clue about Excel spreadsheets, that you look for a tutorial on Google. In the next couple slides, I will demonstrate what the sheet format will look like. In Excel, you will create your contact list, making sure to keep your headers in the same case and order that you see here. This is best practices that will assure that you get a successful import every time. If you leave fields blank, then your message will not show the name insertion. Keep in mind that you have brackets around name, first name, and last name. This file will be saved as CSV, comma delimited, and will contain the following headers: first name, last name, and phone number. If you have other information, it will not be imported, but may take longer to import your file depending on how many contacts you are uploading. If you choose file extensions other than comma delimited, you may get errors, or it may not work at all. When choosing to save your Excel file, you will be getting warning messages that the file may not be compatible with CSV, comma delimited. Click Yes to continue. Your files are being imported. This may take just a few minutes depending on the size of your file, or if you have a file that is larger than a few thousand contacts, then it may take more than a few minutes. Might be time for a coffee break. You have now imported your first spreadsheet of contacts. Your import is complete and you have a list provided that tells you the current statistics about your imported list. Duplicates, invalid numbers, contacts that are already in existing groups, numbers not added, numbers removed, and finally, how many numbers were processed in total. Our next screen up shows that you have the option to scrub your list for landlines. There is a free option as well as a paid option. Please use these as it will save you credits in the end. The benefits of scrubbing your list can greatly improve how many of your contacts receive your message. If you fail to scrub your list, you may encounter errors in sending and may even trigger the system to automatically pause your campaign. We will choose to scrub our list with the free and paid button. Verified completed. We have now scrubbed our list and have removed any landlines or invalid numbers from our spreadsheet. You have successfully created your group and imported your list. Let's go to the next step. There's lots of things to explore. You can look at the drop-down box here to see the different functions. Opt-in keywords sets keywords for people to opt in. Keep in mind, keywords can only be used in each group once. That would be once per group, template, or responder. We have our new contact list imported into the new group. Next up, we need to set up our auto replies and responses, which is what our platform is all about. I suggest taking a few minutes to answer the following questions on a piece of paper. What is your basic info? What are your hours? Where are you located? Who are you? What is your contact information? What is your website? Look through the standard auto replies to edit the ones that relate to your campaign. If you do not have a need for certain templates, just uncheck the Activate checkbox. For best results, explore all tabs and become familiar. Edit and make the messaging your own. Choose keywords that will automatically trigger the correct response. Keywords can only be used once per reply. You cannot have two responses with the same keywords. Looking at the replies, this is the heart of our platform, and we have fine-tuned our application to automatically respond to incoming responses to your campaign. This is where the importance of editing your personal information is important so that you get the right message out to the right contact. Whether you are promoting a multi-level marketing business, instructing your respondee to review your website, or offering discounts and specials to generate more sales for your products. Let's look at each tab to be sure that we are getting the most for our efforts. Auto replies are not pre-filled with your information. You will have to edit. For those of you that have opted to have special templates added to your account setup, you will still need to edit those templates to make them make sense when they are triggered by the incoming message.
We have standard auto replies, which are set to answer what your hours are, where you are, who you are, how to contact you, etc. Next up is custom auto replies. These are replies that you will customize with specific messaging, such as your website, a positive responder, where your videos are found, who referred or how did you find my name, etc. Sequential auto replies are just that, replies set into a sequential order. We then have the catch-all. This is for messages that the keywords are not recognized. So a generic message is sent out in hopes that the recipient will message back with a recognizable keyword. Please pay attention to the checkboxes under each reply that allows you to activate or deactivate responses. If you are overwhelmed by the amount of replies available, then I suggest unchecking all and using just a few to start. You can add more as you become familiar with the process. You also have the option to add your own responses. Always remember to click on Save after you make changes or add new responses. We can now look at the scheduled messages. First is the timed scheduled message. This is great for offering people to opt in for more information. We can send the first message 20 minutes after the initial opt-in, usually as a welcome or a thank you for their interest. Responses can then be configured in various time increments. This is known as a drip campaign. If drip campaigns are unfamiliar to you, then let me give you a brief introduction to how it can work to benefit your business. If this is old news for you, time for another coffee break. Drip campaigns are automated pre-written messages which can be personalized with your contact's name, company info, or specific messages. The concept is when they initiate a request for more information, they are subscribing, or rather giving you permission to contact them with more information. Drip marketing is giving the potential customer the right information at the right time. The ways to use a drip campaign are unlimited, but I will list just a few to get the creative juices flowing. Nurturing leads. The basic hand-holding action to keep the warm leads' attention while they are making that initial transition to become a paid customer or subscriber. Welcome messaging can be a great way to introduce yourself and what type of products or services that you can offer. Statistics show that having an auto response has a 58.7% rate of engagement. So get busy and create that awesome welcome message to start the drip off right. Remember the follow-up messaging as well. Onboarding drip strategy can be used in conjunction with welcome scenarios or scheduled newsletters, which introduce the customer to your brand and your values. Onboarding emails offer targeted sales or small goals in getting them using and paying for your product for that customer. Many other ideas are to re-engage abandoned shopping carts, recommendations to your users, subscription renewals, and so much more. Next, let's schedule our message. We have clicked on the Scheduled tab, and we will click on the Schedule New Campaign. You will see an area appear to your right that is titled Edit. There are editable fields for the title, who to send from, whether you're sending from the Smart Rotator or an individual virtual number, when to send, and the message to send. There are cheat buttons so that you can insert your name, first name, and last name, which pulls directly from your contact group list. Please remember to click Save and then tick the checkbox to activate your scheduled message. The minimum amount of time a message can be scheduled is 15 minutes from now. You can stretch the message to be scheduled anytime in the future past the 15 minutes. When you click back to Scheduled Messages,
You should see your new message title in the list, and it should have a check in the box next to Activate. We have activated our scheduled message in the example, and we are waiting for that result. As we can see, our scheduled message was successfully sent out to my contact list. This is a great example of how our scheduled messages can work to our advantage. Our next tab we are going to look at briefly is the daily scheduled message. Just like it says, daily. Perfect for that daily inspiration or lunch special. Setting up the daily schedule is much the same as the scheduled message that we have previously went over. If you need to, you can rewind just a bit and go back over the steps that we have already spoken of. With that said, onwards to the stats page. This is where you will see all of your sending information. This is your stats tab, where you can find all of your subscription and rollover information. In the top table, you will see an overall history of your account from the day it was set up. Total contacts in your account, monthly current credit plan and the renewal date, how many credits you have remaining for the month, credits you have used this month, how many rollover credits you have used, how many rollover credits you have remaining, the total amount of rollover credits used on this account. That means every credit that you have purchased as a rollover is listed here. Total amount of credits used on this account, subscriptions and rollovers combined. Bonus landline credits for scrubbing. Now we will look at the bottom table, which will allow you to see various stats for the current billing cycle, whether you want to see it daily, weekly, monthly, every 60 days, every 90 days, or for the complete history of your account. You can also click on the other tabs that will show you the log history. This shows all of your logins, history of incoming and outgoing messages, backups, and more. I know we have covered a lot of information, and we're now ready for the most important part of your lesson today, sending out that perfect message that will bring you revenue. Here are some tips for a great campaign. Messaging without sounding like a spammer. Try to stay away from using your phone number or website addresses. If you ask, how am I going to send a message without a phone number? You can easily take all your virtual numbers and forward them to that number that you would normally put in that text message. Let's take a look at KISS equals keep it short and simple. We want the customer to text back or take action to the next step so that we can initiate a conversation and make that sale. Our system works best with messaging of 160 characters or less. Want more speed? Buy more numbers and watch the speed slider. That will indicate how fast that you can run your campaign. If you have one number, then you will more than likely be able to send 50 numbers per hour with that one number. Speed will be multiplied with how many numbers times 50 per hour. So in other words, if you have 10 numbers, you will be able to send 500 messages per hour. For best results, activate the Smart Rotator in your settings. Keep in mind you will need 4 or 5 numbers for the Smart Rotator to do its job. Make use of the tools that are offered. Set up your campaign and forget it with scheduled messages.
Figure it out ahead of time. If you're going to need more credits to complete your campaign, believe me, this will give you less stress and give you the peace of mind that your campaign has been sent to the contacts needed and you're ready to receive their feedback. Let's just go over an example of what it takes to send a campaign out with 1,000 contacts. Each message consists of 160 characters. Each message costs 2 credits per message to send out. If we want to send one message to this group, then we need 2,000 credits to send out our message initially. Next, we need to figure that 50 to 80% may respond back. Let me just say that even if the contact response was stop, to opt out of receiving any more text from us, we know that the message was seen. This person has opted out, but in the right circumstance, could possibly revisit that message. Incoming messages on our cloud platform cost 1 credit. We can see that there would be approximately 500 to 800 credits incoming. Replies in response to the contact again will be sent at 2 credits per message. Approximately 1,000 to 1,600 credits. Remember, when your contact or customer messages you back, they will receive an auto response back from you automatically unless you have it set otherwise. If you have set up your voice forwarding to your designated phone number, then you'll be charged 1 credit per minute of voice chat. People like to speak to someone real rather than texting when you have captured their interest. In our sample account, we have purchased 5 virtual numbers. Remember, virtual numbers cost 100 credits per number per month. Here we have 500 credits. I might also mention that the virtual phone number credits are subtracted from your credit plan. A recap if you are not following along. 1,000 contacts times 2 credits equals 2,000 credits. 50 to 80% response rate times 1 credit equals 500 to 800 credits. Replies back to response times 2 credits equals 1,000 to 1,600 credits. 5 virtual numbers equals 500 credits. So the grand total on the low side is 4,000 credits. But we want your campaign to finish with no chance for missing the catch of the day because you didn't have enough credits. Mind you, we took no consideration for voice calls that may come or a higher response rate. So the recommendation here is that you should consider 6,000 credits for every 1,000 contacts that you are sending out. Now if you want to look at this in another direction, how about this is at a cost of $60 per send. If you break down the cost further, you're looking at just 6 cents per contact. So let's send a message. Don't worry, we're almost at the end, and then you'll be able to send your own message. Let's go to the Send tab and start preparing for that first message blast. Remember, content is everything. It really is pretty self-explanatory and easy once you have understood how to use the application. You can find your templates by clicking the Templates button underneath the message to send. These are your saved canned messages that can save lots of time when you send similar messages to your contacts. Our responders can be found next to the Templates button and takes us to our responders that are assigned by keywords. Let's review. We have landed on the send page and want to send out a message. Choose your method of sending. You have 2 options, Smart Rotator or send from a specific virtual number. Choose your contact group or create your message with a limit of 160 characters. You can also choose your message from the templates. Go ahead and check your speed slider for how fast you need to send your message. Here we have 5 virtual numbers, which will be approximately 250 per hour. Looking at 1,000 contacts as our sample message going out, we can figure that it's going to be 4 hours. So there you have it. That's the review. Go ahead and hit send. We have successfully clicked the send button and see the box alerting us that our campaign has started sending. Click on OK, and you will see that the messages have started to send. If at any time you need to pause or stop your campaign, you can click on the Cancel button. This will alert you that you want to cancel your campaign. Click on OK. Your campaign is now paused. When you're ready to resume, just click Continue. If for some reason, which happens often, that you want to resend the message, just go ahead and click on Resend. So let's go to the inbox. Of course, our goal is to receive messages back from the message we sent in case they want more information or need more guidance. We can see that there are messages in the inbox. Those are the messages that we have successfully sent out. When the contact replies back, the message will show in bold, and you can then click on it to read the thread that will show to the right on your screen. Here is our message thread, clearly seeing just a taste of how the system can work for you. If you want the responders to reply for you, then you will need to edit and activate the ones that will work best for you. Or you can respond to messages individually. It's completely up to you. There's lots of options to search by specific number or filter specific actions by clicking on the filter icon. Clicking on the cloud icon will recover all messages not showing in the inbox, even the deleted ones. If you tend to delete messages as you go, you may not want to use this option, as it will recover all messages that you have received throughout the history of your account. Be sure to watch our other help videos by clicking on the blue buttons that are throughout the cloud platform. Thanks for watching this video.